When Willie and I got back, talked to Norton and Suddle about their experiences under the sea. When it comes to Snake Man, Norton said that the Snake Man was also a subject of his research. He suggested we fly a flying saucer together to the bottom of the sea again. Investigate the snake people in detail. I followed them in a daze. Of course, I don't have the right to say no. But this time, I seem to have fallen for Norton. Norton is up to no good. UFOs jump directly to the bottom of the sea, falling silently to the bottom of the sea like a cloud. We started with virtual imagery in 3 dimensions to see what's going on the bottom of the sea. Later, he arrived in the area where the sea snake people were located. The 3-dimensional virtual image of the inside of the flying saucer suddenly zooms in. It feels like looking through a huge glass wall, observing the ocean floor, although the submarine area, but it's not far from the water. The sun shines into the sea floor to see clearly. From a distance, undersea serpents are like many whips wielded. It's a huge amount. Thousands of them are slowly swaying on the bottom of the sea. The center of the snake population appears in large areas of withered yellow. All around is bright pink. Norton says, the withered yellow in the center is the dead snake man. All around in pink are young female snake people. They have a lot of energy. Norton also introduced, snake people are like plants, living with sunlight as energy. But the way to harvest energy, it's not quite the same as photosynthesis in plants. Between animals and plants, they're parasitic. The female snake people like to parasitize the male body. If they catch a male on the ocean floor, it invades the male body, causing local high temperatures in the male body. This melts away the internal tissue of the male body. Of course, as compensation, gives men a feeling of extreme pleasure. Finally, Snake Man and Catcher, the men will die together. Could it be that snake people are slowly waiting for the opposite sex at the bottom of the sea, just to be able to commit suicide? What's the point of doing this? And I started thinking to myself, but didn't say it. Later, the flying saucer gradually approached the Snake Man. We can see them more clearly. These snake people are naked. The body is as slender as a snake. It's about the same as a snake. Extremely slender waist. The thinnest part is not much thicker than my finger. No hands, no arms, no legs. Or the legs are joined. Has 2 long, pointed, tiny breasts. They have pussy. The color of the body is a very vivid soft pink, like the tongue of a baby on our planet. Up and down. There are some grid-like patterns like snakes. The color of the pattern is red. Black and white are intertwined, especially like our rural areas. The pattern of a snake called the fire snake chain. These snake people have human faces and facial features. The eyes are very slender. The corners of the eyes rise at a 45-degree angle. The eyes are small but bright. The mouth and nose are also small. Many soft, slender meat pipes on the head. The face gives a feeling of extreme evil. And Norton suggested we get out of the saucer, get close to them and observe. I saw Norton, Sudale and Willie. They have appeared outside the flying saucer. Everyone was covered in something like a clear plastic bag. Wrapped. I was the last one outside the UFO. It was a cloud of air that wrapped around us. You can breathe normally in it. It is estimated that it was done by the Global Movement Network. Norton, as soon as they approached the Snake Man, the Snake Man danced with excitement. The face looks extremely charming, because I heard from Norton, snake people can get into our stomachs, melt away our innards. So I got scared. Don't dare to approach. I choose a flat piece, where to stand, but I feel the water surging. The body is floating and swaying. I don't think it can float to the snake man's side. I'm secretly afraid. How can I know the air that wraps me up? I don't know why. Sudden rupture. Turned into many small bubbles. My body was completely immersed in the cold water. And I can't breathe. And here's what's even worse. The nearest group of snake people may have seen me. All began to dance in rhythm. It changes the flow of seawater. I drifted towards them. I look at Norton and the others. They and the UFO have long since disappeared without a trace. Calling for help is hopeless. A feeling of despair came over me. I close my eyes. I hope I'm just having a nightmare. When I open my eyes, must be lying in Willie's bed. But when I open my eyes, not in Willie's bed, but above those snake people. Although I try my best. But the meat pipes on their heads. You can already touch me. They sucked me down. I feel like I've fallen into a snake's nest. The thigh is entangled by many snake people. It's cold. The bodies of these snake people, tight against my skin. There is a kind of fright. Extreme fear of electric shock. Soon my arms and waist, all entangled by cold snake people. In the end, the whole body was wrapped in layers. And they're getting more and more powerful. The more you estimate, the tighter it is. I have breathing difficulties. No longer able to resist. There is no entanglement on the body. It feels like being attacked by many venomous snakes. Licking and rubbing with your tongue. I don't struggle anymore. It's useless to struggle. I close my eyes, trying to imagine it's just a nightmare. But these snake people are nasty. They opened their mouths. A purplish black slender, pointed tongue spits out of its mouth. Open my eyes. I can't even look at it. These snake people. The head is not big, but the mouth can be cracked very large. It's scary. The sharp teeth are really scary. The mouth is fuchsia. Purple-black. The tongue is very flexible. Then a snake man got in my mouth. The fishy-smelling mucus made me extremely sick. The snake man arrived in my stomach. Start spitting out large amounts of viscous liquid. Extreme heartburn and a strong fishy smell. It feels like a fire is burning in my stomach. But this time, I seem to be able to breathe. It's not like holding your breath anymore. And the snake people were slamming my legs apart again. Almost 180 degrees. I have a hunch they're going to enter through my anus. Sure enough, it feels soft. But the cold snake man entered from behind me. The other serpent men clasped their arms around my abdomen. It's that squeeze that they seem to be after. As friction and extrusion increase, a feeling of extreme joy came over me, causing constant tremors and cramps. The previous stench. The feeling of nausea and heartburn suddenly changed. Become very comfortable. There is a burning sensation in the throat and stomach. At the same time, I feel my body heating up. The whole person gradually becomes lighter. Many wonderful hallucinations began to occur. I seem to be craving these liquids. Hope to appear again. Is it like Norton said? These snake people are melting my guts. A wave of fear and panic hit me again. Norton, they don't shoot anymore. I'm really full. Sure enough, when I seemed to be happy to the extreme, suddenly, it felt as if these snake people had been cut off by sharp knives. Break away from me. Then I felt like I was lying in a bed. That scene just now was like a nightmare. Just the snake people who got inside me. Still stuffed inside me. Swollen stomach. The feeling reminds me that this is not a dream. It seems that someone is helping me. Push those snake people's bodies out of my anus. When I come to my senses, see Norton. The three of them were standing nearby. Norton, look, I'm awake. Come up to me and say, look what these look like. These are the bones of those snake people. Without our help, you can't get it out of your body. I saw the bones of those snake people like fishbone after fishbone. White is slender. All on one plate. I think Norton might want to ask me, what does it feel like to have a snake man inside me? But this time, they didn't ask anything.